Hello everyone and welcome to another VEMA Trader tutorial series video. I'm your host, Richard Morwood, and in this video, we'll be going through how to connect your OKX account API up to your VEMA Trader account. This gives VEMA the ability to enter and exit positions, place trades on your account, like your take profit and stop loss orders, and it will also automate your position sizing, which is what drives your risk management. Let's check it out. We've just logged into VEMA Trader and the first page we're going to be taken to is our dashboard screen. If you haven't placed any trades through VEMA Trader yet, then this will probably be blank, and that is perfectly fine. So up in the top right hand corner, we have got the little icon of a wallet. Click on that part, and this is where you'll be able to see the balances of the exchanges that you have connected. I haven't got any connected yet, so we'll click on Add Exchange Account. That'll take us straight to the API setup area. Now, another way that you can get to this screen is in the top right-hand corner, click on the profile icon, click on My Account, and then on the left-hand side, you'll find API keys. All right, so VEMA is saying, give me the details to connect to your OKX account, and we need to go and find them. So we'll switch over to OKX. Here we are on my OKX account. I've just logged in to my main account, which is the default account you'll log into. Now, VEMA Trader will not connect to your main account on OKX. We need to make a sub account. And to do that, we'll click on the little profile icon, looks like a little human, and we will go to sub account. Now, when we tried to go to SubAccount, well, you can see here, I've already got a few connected, and that's perfectly fine. We're going to do a brand new one from scratch though, so let's click on Create SubAccount. This will take us to a new screen, and it says, hey, what's the username and password of this new account? And we can type in whatever we would like for this. I have got some details I'm going to copy paste. So I'll copy my username and password. Now note that this is a different username and password to your already existing OKX account. This is a separate OKX account, but it lives under your main account. So what we're going to do is set up the sub account so that our main account has access to it. We can switch between the two. We'll go to the account type and we'll choose a standard sub account. And on the account settings, there's something we need to change in here, which is the account mode. So we'll go to edit and you'll see that it says account mode of simple. We need this to say something else. We need it to say single currency margin, but we can't actually change the setting. Oh no. And that's because it says use primary account trade settings. If we untick this box, we can play with all of the options. We're going to make that account mode there say single currency margin. We're also going to want to check the order placement mode and make sure that says buy sell mode. If yours says long short mode, please change it to buy sell mode. And we'll save it and we'll go and close this. If you missed this step and setting the account mode, that's okay. We'll show you how to set that when we get into the sub account. Assets under deposits, we can enable deposits to this sub account if we want. That will let us send funds directly from somewhere to our OKX sub account. I'm not going to enable that, and that means I'm going to need to send money to my OKX main account and then transfer it from my main account to my sub account, which we'll be going through in the next video. So perfectly fine to leave that turned off. We're now good to submit this, and when we do that, our main account is going to say, hey, this is something security related. You're going to need to put in your two-factor authentication code. So this is the one on your main account. Confirm. And now I have a brand new sub account. Now I was able to change mine to single currency margin. Yours might say simple here. If it does, perfectly fine. We'll go through how to change that. But what I'd like to do is switch to the sub account. I now need to log in to the sub account. Now, even though we did make a username and password and you saved that somewhere, like to a password manager, like 1Password, you didn't write it down in a bit of paper, did you? That's not very secure. We would now like to log in to that sub account. To do that though, well, we could go ahead and log out of the main account, but we could also just come here to actions and enable account switching. This one says that from our main account, we can switch to the sub account, which is actually kind of easier. So I'm going to come back up to the profile icon and I will now switch account. It'll say, which account do you want to switch to? I would like to switch to my VEMA API demo, as that's the brand new one that we've just made. So with that, we're now logged in to our sub account. I need to check the account mode. And to do that, I'm going to come up to trade and I'll go to futures. Now on this screen, once it's fully loaded, there is a tiny little cog icon in the top right-hand corner. Click on this and you'll see the account mode is listed here. I'm going to click on that, and you would like it to be on single currency margin or multi-currency margin. You go, well, what do I want to do that for? If you're on simple, then you can do spot buys. That's all you can do. But if you're on single currency or multi-currency, you can do margin, futures, perpetuals, options, which is where VEMA plays. And you can also use isolated margin, which is what VEMA uses to drive its risk management. So we would like to be on single currency or multi-currency. I'm already on single currency, so there's nothing for me to click select on. But you would click on select. I will now click on select account mode. There's a little arrow back here. And while we're here, let's check that position mode again. Make sure that's on buy sell mode. If yours is in long short mode, click on position mode, change it to buy sell mode, and I'll close out of that settings area. Everything else should be perfectly fine and good to go. So now we would like to create an API key for this sub account so that VEMA can go ahead and trade on it. I'm going to go to the profile icon and down to API. Because I would like to give an external application access to my OKX sub account, that comes with some security considerations over the top of it. And so we would like to go ahead and link up a two-factor authentication code of some sort. You could link a mobile number. I'm more of a two-factor authentication person through Google Authenticator kind of guy. So I'm going to click on Google Authenticator. Note that you click the link here. You don't click on confirm. If you click on confirm, it takes you back to the screen here and you're like, hey, create me an API key. And it says, well, don't forget to click here to do Google Authenticator. So we'll click on that one. This will pop up with the two-factor authentication setup. I am going to scan this one down the bottom left. You don't have to use Google Authenticator for your two-factor authentication. You can use something like the Microsoft Authenticator or Authy, whichever one works for you. All right, so now here I'm going to enter in the Authenticator app code. But before I do that, I'm going to get an email code as well. So I'm going to send that code to my email address. I'm just going to go and get it. Now I have my email two-factor authentication code. That went to my main account's email. I'm going to put in the authenticator code that I just got from my Google Authenticator. Oops, just about to tick over to a new code. There it goes. All right, I can click on confirm. Now I have set up a new sub account. I have connected two-factor authentication onto it. I have got its account mode set to single currency. Now I am ready to create an API on this sub account. I'll click on the little profile icon and then go to API. Now it's not going to tell me to set up security because I've already done that. So I will now create an API key. All right, I'll leave my purpose for API trading because VEMA would like to trade on behalf of my account. My API name, I'm going to call OKX VEMA. My passphrase, this is a password for your API. It is not the password to your sub account. It is not the password to your main account. It is its own password. You can type in whatever you would like here. And yes, you would like to take note of it somewhere in your password management app or in your brain that remembers everything. Do not write it down on a bit of paper. That is a bad idea. Leave IP addresses empty. And you'll see here the permissions you're giving this access to do. You're giving it permission to read the trades that are currently on your account, and you're giving it permission to place trades on your account. This lets VEMA enter positions, exit positions, place multiple take profits, and stop losses. It does not have here the ability to withdraw. VEMA does not get the ability to steal from you, and we do not want that anyway. Rightio, let's click on confirm, and it's going to say, hey, that two-factor authentication that you just set up, can you please give me the code for that? It's a new one, and I'll say, sure, that's done. With that, it's now going to pop up with the API details that we can use to put into VEMA. So I'm going to switch to VEMA and we'll go through the form. Which exchange am I connecting? OKX. What account name am I connecting? I put in OKX VEMA trader. Note that this doesn't actually have to match. It's a very good idea that it should match though, so that way you can look at and see how our accounts link together in a nice way in future. I'm then going to switch over to OKX, grab the API key. With that, I'll put the API key here. And then I will put in the API secret copy, paste the secret, put that into secret key. And now my passphrase is the same one that you put in to set up the API key. This is not your OKX password. I'll paste that in and I'm good to go. I can click on add key and you'll see that it has connected. There we go, good to go. In the top right hand corner, I will now be able to see my wallet shows that I have connected OKX, but there's no funds available in there yet. We'll do that in our next video. We'll show you how to fund your sub account. Now, if you got an error just then things to check. Is your OKX sub account in the single currency margin mode? Did you type in the API key and the API secret exactly the same? Probably best to copy paste them. The other one could be your passphrase is incorrect. And the last mistake we see some people do is that they accidentally set the API up on their main account, not their sub account. So when you're going to create the API key, make sure that you take note that you are on a sub account. VEMA will not accept an API to your main account. If you've run into any other problems along the way, feel free to get in touch with us, support@vematrader.com. Otherwise, once you've logged into VEMA, you can click on the support button down the bottom. And with that, we are now ready to fund our sub account and then we'll be ready to trade through VEMA Trader. Happy trading.